What's up, everybody? It's Erskine the Prophet here to do another video. Today, this video is going to be called The Real Reason Nobody Wants to Fight Leon Edwards in the UFC. And let's get to it. The main reason nobody wants to fight him is because his fighting style absolutely sucks. Out of all of the fighters in the UFC, and I've watched UFC since UFC 1, Leon Edwards is the least enjoyable fighter for me on the entire roster in the UFC. I really hate to watch his fights, to be honest, because he fights in a very, very boring way. To be fair to Leon Edwards, it's not just him I don't like. Czech Congo is somebody I won't watch his fights. I refuse to watch a Czech Congo fight. He fights in Bellator in the heavyweight division. I also refuse to watch a John Fitch fight. Actually, John Fitch might be better now, but when he was in the UFC, I refused to watch his fights. And he was also in the welterweight division, and a pretty high contender at that. But Leon Edwards just has a pretty boring fighting style. And also, he seems to be, I don't know him personally, but he seems to be kind of a dipshit, when he gives his interviews and on social media. It's almost like he feels like he's entitled to something. So let me just put some facts up here about Leon Edwards. First, let me show y'all Leon Edwards. I'm gonna show y'all his fighting record, and just take a good look at the top 8 people, his 8-fight win streak. Now I'm gonna put up the welterweight rankings from a site I found online. Now, if you notice, Leon Edwards' name is not even in the rankings. He's not even in the top 10 on this particular list. Now I'm gonna put up the UFC's rankings. Now, if you notice on these rankings, Leon Edwards is at number 3. And I'm gonna address that because that is ridiculous and needs to be addressed. The only person in Leon Edwards' entire 8-fight win streak that's in the top 10 is Vincent Luke. And he's at number 10 on both the lists. Barely made either one of the lists. That's the only person in his 8-fight win streak that's in the top 10. Now, on top of that, Leon Edwards has not fought in 2 years. Leon Edwards hasn't fought in 2 years, and the last person he fought was Rafael dos Anjos in a pretty boring fight. I didn't really care for that fight at all, as usual, with Leon Edwards. Nothing against him. I just don't like the way he fights. That's my personal taste. I'm more into guys who like to finish fights. I'm not into these pillow-fisted, laying prey type guys. I just don't care for them. So yeah, Vincent Luke is the only guy in his 8-fight win streak, and that was years ago. And like I said, the last time he fought was 2 years ago when he fought Rafael dos Anjos. So we need to address these UFC rankings because this is ridiculous. Leon Edwards is at fucking number 3. Are you fucking, excuse my language, but are you kidding me? How the hell is he number 3 on the UFC's rankings? Now I can see if somebody else got it wrong, but how is the UFC getting it wrong with their own fighters? This is so amateurish to me. This is ridiculous. Leon Edwards has not fought in 2 years. He should be on, if anything, he should be at the bottom of the top 10 list, maybe like number 8, 9, or 10. But how is he number 3? And the last person he fought is not even in the top 10 on either list. 2 years ago, but he's still number 3. So to me, that's just such a big slap in the face to all of the welterweight fighters who fought in 2020 and won their fights and can't get no upward mobility because they got this guy at number 3. He doesn't deserve to be number 3. And let me address the fact that I'm going to tell y'all, Colby Covington is not going to fight Leon Edwards. Jorge Masvidal is not going to fight Leon Edwards. Kamaru Usman is more than likely not going to fight Leon Edwards anytime soon. So that means he has to find another fight in the top 10. Now, I'm going to tell y'all what's absolutely crazy is that Leon Edwards couldn't get a fight. So Stephen Wonderboy Thompson called out Leon Edwards, called him out, told him he'd fight him. I think at the time, Wonderboy was number 5 in the welterweight rankings. This dumbass dipshit turned that fight down. He turned down a fight with Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. Now, what's really amazing about that is if he would have fought Wonderboy and beat Wonderboy, he would probably be getting the next title shot right now. But he's a fucking idiot. Now, on top of that, he took a fight with Kazmat Kemyov after he turned down a fight with Wonderboy. Now, Kazmat is not even in the freaking top 10 rankings at all. So even beating him wouldn't really even do anything for Leon Edwards. But I guess he saw him as this, sensation, and he figured he could maybe get some press off for beating him. And I'm gonna tell you the honest to God's truth. I think Kazmat might be scared of Leon Edwards, don't want to fight him, might have bit off a little bit more than he could chew because he's supposedly been suffering from COVID symptoms, but it seems like it's been going on a little long for Kazmat. I know different things affect different people different ways, but a lot of fighters have contracted COVID. And I haven't seen any of the other fighters out this long. So this guy went from fighting once a month to absolutely not at all. And it's supposedly because of COVID. Now, I'm going to say this. If Leon Edwards all of a sudden gets a fight and then Kazmat all of a sudden gets healthy, then my conspiracy theory will be proved true. But I'm really starting to wonder if Kazmat just doesn't want that fight. And if that's the case, that's cool. Because really, Leon really doesn't need to be fighting guys like him anyway. I think Leon should be taking on people in the top 10, but he can't be picky about who he fights in the top 10. He already beat number 10, Vincent Luke. So that's, 8 other people besides himself. Well, nah, if you subtract 2, that's 6 other people, hopefully. He would be, he tried to fight Willie. That fight didn't happen. And I'm going to say something. Colby Covington actually made a good point about, Leon Edwards. He calls him Leon Scott. But he said he's not doing any charity. He said there are plenty of fighters in England who fought in the last year. It's like, why can't this guy fight? And he's absolutely correct. Other people have fought. He comes up with every reason why he can't fight, but then acts like he's entitled just by sitting out to a title shot. And he's not. Man, if Cameron Usman fights this guy, I'm going to be so pissed. Even though I know Cameron will beat him. You know what I'm saying? But I still would be pissed if he gets a title shot just by not fighting nobody. And that also applies to Stephen Wonderboy Thompson, to be honest. He tried to call Usman out, saying he never fought him. But Stephen Wonderboy Thompson hasn't done anything to deserve a title shot. So I'm not just picking on Leon Edwards. You know what I'm saying? You actually got to beat somebody in the top 5, in my opinion, to get a title shot. That's how stacked the division is. And unless you can get through somebody like Jorge Masvidal, Colby Covington, Gilbert Burns. I can't even say Tyron Woodley anymore. I don't know what the heck happened to him. I'm going to say Michael Chiesa at this point. Shoot, Michael Chiesa might be closer to a title shot. If he gets one more good win, like if he gets a win against a top 5 guy, he might be looking at a title shot because he's made some waves in the welterweight division. But let me say this. Gilbert Burns just lost to Kamaru Usman. I think that might be the fight Leon Edwards should take next. That would be good for both of these guys, and I'm going to say why. If Leon Edwards were able to beat Gilbert Burns, I would say Leon Edwards deserves a title shot at that point. If Gilbert Burns beats Leon Edwards and then beats, like, say, one of, like Colby Covington or somebody else, another top guy, then I would say he's right back in the hunt for a title shot. He right there for it. So I think that would be a good fight to, for both of these guys. Whoever wins would get some definite upward mobility, from that. So hopefully, maybe they can put that one together. Otherwise, I'm not really sure who Leon is going to fight. I think Gilbert Burns would probably fight him. I wonder if a guy like Damian Maia would even fight Leon Edwards at this point. I don't know, man, because I'm going to say this. Leon Edwards is a good fighter, and he's a tough fighter. But, the risk versus reward with him. The risk is real high, and the reward is real low. So that's why I think a lot of the top guys are really avoiding him, just because it's really no point to fight him. He going to drag you into an ugly fight, and, I think that's why I'm going to tell you, I don't really think, I think Leon Edwards will have a tough time with somebody like Gilbert Burns. As long as Gilbert Burns fights smart. He can't fight him like he fought Cameron Usman. We got to be more intelligent than that. But Gilbert Burns will be a tough fight for Leon Edwards, I think. But with that said, it's hard to say who's going to be a tough fight because he can't seem to get a fight with nobody. I've never seen a fighter who might literally have to retire because he can't get a fight. I've never seen this in the UFC before. But he's, like I said, he's on social media like, you know, he's God's gift to fighting, and it just ain't the case. He's just not that exciting of a fighter to watch. Now, maybe if he up his game up, start knocking some folks out, start submitting some people, you know, my perspective may change on him. But as it stands right now, nah, I don't blame these guys at all for not wanting to fight him. You know, in fact, honestly, I will not be surprised that if in 2022 we see Leon Edwards in Bellator, and honestly, he might run into the same problem there. But then again, no, they just not even on the level of the UFC. So no, he probably would be good. He probably would be much better off in Bellator, especially if they paying him the same money. You know, that might just be a better home for Leon Edwards, in my opinion. You know, or one, but one might be tough too, though. But you know, anyway, all of the reasons I mentioned is why nobody wants to fight Leon Edwards. That's why he can't get a fight. He's born high risk, low reward type fighter. You know, I think I'm gonna just leave it at that. You know, I don't like to watch the guy fight. I think he's a dipshit, not very good businessman, and you know, but I still wish the best for him. You know, I got no hatred towards him, just not my kind of fighter. With that said, please like the video, y'all. Please like my videos, damn it. Please subscribe. Please subscribe to the channel. You know, leave a comment if you agree. If you're a Leon Edwards fan and you know you don't like what I said, you know, leave me a comment. You know, I talk to you about it. Hey, if you agree with me, think he sucks, leave a comment about that too. You know, on that note, I'm gonna say I love y'all. Thank you for watching my videos, and stay strong, stay safe, stay healthy. Peace.